One of my most frequently asked questions is how I'm able to balance working part-time and also studying full-time. University, it demands so much of our time. We have assignments, lectures, study, placements, commuting time, exams, and then it can all get very, very overwhelming when we also have to factor in working a full-time or a part-time job, looking after children or pets, socializing, extracurriculars and hobbies, looking after ourselves doing our chores, getting a good night's sleep, cooking, eating. The list of things that we have to get done in any given day or week can seem endless, but after 2 years of successfully balancing my part-time job with my full-time degree, where I've also managed to get very good grades, I think I have a couple of tricks and tips up my sleeve which can help make this balancing act so much easier for you and your well-being. If you're new here, hi, my name is Charlotte. I'm a nursing student at AUT and I'm about to start my third, final and toughest year yet of university. Before we get into everything, don't forget to like and subscribe, do all of that good stuff, but for now let's just dive right in. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about was the type of work that you do. Personally, I work weekends only and the morning shifts at a supermarket, and then I will pick up extra shifts during the week when they're available and when I'm free. Obviously everybody's working situation is different. You may work full-time, you may work more than one job, you may not be able to pick up extra shifts. If that's your case, don't worry, the tips in this video will still apply to you just in terms of time management. But I just wanted to share my personal working experience because I found that, especially with placements when they were happening, having weekend work and some kind of flexibility was really, really helpful and took off a lot of stress off my shoulders. So if you're going into a healthcare degree and you don't have a job yet but you're looking for one, I would recommend trying to find something that is weekend work or has some kind of flexibility where you can choose your shifts or pick up extra shifts, just because when placements do roll around, these can last for weeks or months at a time, and trying to renegotiate your shifts, which you're contracted for with your boss, can just be very, very stressful and sometimes isn't able to happen. So just putting yourself in this position where you're already working weekends or have some kind of flexibility just kind of gets you off on the right foot and will save you a lot of stress when you are on placement. The other piece of advice I have regarding work is that you are proactive in your communication with your boss or manager. So for example, when I get my timetable for my degree, I already know when I'm going on placement. So weeks before I start placement, I will send my boss a text and I will also talk to them face to face and just let them know that I'm not available to pick up extra shifts during this time frame. If you don't have a weekend job, if you work during the week, then this would be the time where you would start communicating with your boss that you need to renegotiate your shifts or swap shifts, just so that you feel prepared and that you are prepared for when placement comes around or exams. This means that once you start opening up these communication channels and getting everybody on the same page quickly and with lots of time to organize things, you're more likely to be able to renegotiate your shifts so that you're not missing out on work and income. Again, everyone's work situation is different, and I understand that some workplaces are stricter and less understanding of employees' personal situations, but I still think that opening up those communication channels is the best thing that you can do for yourself, and that you just have to try your best and just work with what you've got. But effective communication with your boss about your placement or your exam days is also crucial in balancing work in uni. So you may have heard of this tip before. It pops up a lot in YouTube productivity videos, but the reason why it's so popular is because calendar blocking really, really does work. So calendar blocking pretty much is where you get your calendar for your day, your week, your month, and then you allocate time for things that you need to get done. So for example, because I know that I work on Saturdays and Sundays and I know my shift time for those, in my calendar for the week I will block in on Saturday and Sunday my shift time, and then this just gives me a visual aid of when my time in that week is taken up by events and activities and where my time is free and open for me able to do things like work on assessments and studying or catching up on lectures, or even things like hanging out with friends or relaxing, having some free time. So on my calendar I would block out things like work, work, and then also things like appointments, university lectures and placements, social events, activities. The great thing about calendar blocking is that you can put in as much as you want. So for example, if you're really pedantic about it, like people like Ali Abdul is, you can put in like the time that you're taking to commute to and from things, when you're sleeping, what time you're going to bed at. If you're doing things like a skincare routine, you can put in as much or as little as you want. And as I say, the point of doing this is just so that you can see where you have free time available, and if you really want to get ahead of your uni game, you would use this free time for things like studying and university related stuff. So you can use a calendar or a planner or a diary, just something visual that you can look at and quickly get an idea of how much free time you have available and what you have to get done in any given day. So I use one variation of calendar blocking. I personally make my own calendar. Instead of blocking out specific times for things, I will kind of use it like a vague to-do list and just put in each day the things that need to get done on that day. I don't set time I need to get it done in, just because I feel like if I'm too strict with my scheduling, I end up getting a bit overwhelmed and stressed and not getting much done at all. Whereas if I have my calendar kind of as like a, as I say, a vague to-do list, then I'm more likely to get stuff done and stay on track. And it still clearly shows me when my time is taken up and what things I need to get done in that day. Keeping up with this idea of calendar blocking, and a tip that I learned from Elizabeth Phillips is the idea of a three-dimensional day. So I'll link the video down in the description just because it's an excellent video regarding time management skills. Pretty much she explains how in any given day, two things are guaranteed to happen. One is that our energy will decrease at some stage, and the second is that we become more tempted by more desirable tasks and therefore become more likely to procrastinate and put the difficult tasks aside. So using this 3 division rule, Elizabeth explains how she divides her day into 3 divisions. The first division is in the morning, where high energy and high temptation tasks get completed. So pretty much this means high energy being tasks that require a lot of energy to complete, and high temptation meaning that they are less desirable to do and you're more likely to want to go off and do other tasks instead. So high energy, high temptation tasks get done in the morning when she has the most energy. The second division of her day is in the afternoon, where she will complete high energy, low temptation tasks. So again, high energy tasks that take a lot of energy to complete, and low temptation being tasks that she enjoys and finds fun and likes doing. And then the third division, the final division of her day, is in the evening and at night, where she will do low energy, low temptation tasks. So these are again tasks which don't take a lot of time or energy to complete, and tasks which are also fun and she enjoys doing. So as I keep mentioning, everybody is different, and some people may find they have the most energy in the morning and then it drops as the day goes on. Some people might find they're really sluggish in the morning and get a peak of energy in the afternoon. But using this 3 divisions, you can kind of swap them around to kind of match your energy drive during the day. So I really like using this 3 division rule, but I'll only use it on days where I don't have work or I'm physically going into uni where my lectures are set, just because these are events, work and lectures which do take a lot of your energy and physically and mentally drain you, and therefore will change the energy curve of your day, of my day. So I will only use the 3 division rule when I have a free day, when I'm at home and I can get things done like studying and stuff. So the next thing that I do, and the final thing that I do in any given day to balance uni and work, is I make a to-do list, a daily to-do list. So I will look at my wall calendar where I've vaguely calendar blocked everything, and then I will transfer these onto my paper to-do list, and then I will break down these main events into smaller tasks. So for example, if on my calendar I say that I'm going to study, on my to-do list I will then decide what I'm going to be studying and how I'm going to be studying. So for example, I choose that I'm going to study cardiology and I'm going to do active recall before and after. I'm going to look at my Anki deck, I'm going to watch some YouTube videos, I'm going to do some Lecturio videos, and all of these little mini tasks that go into the main task of studying will all go onto my to-do list. So doing it this way, where I kind of, you know, get my vague calendar and then transfer it and break it down into my daily to-do list, gives me a lot more flexibility on how my day is going to go, because every day is different and means I can pick the things that take priority over smaller tasks that are not as important. So I don't allocate time for my to-do list. As I say, if I'm too strict of scheduling, then I get overwhelmed and I don't end up doing anything. So instead of allocating time for each task, what I'll do is I'll just start the 3 main tasks that I want to get done, and at the end of the day, even if nothing else on my to-do list is done, as long as those 3 priority tasks are complete, then I'm happy. So those were the things that I do and have been doing for the past 2 years to successfully manage my time and balance uni and work, and then also all the other aspects of my life. I just want to stress again that what works for me may not work for you, but I'm hoping that the tips that I've kind of shared in this video you can kind of use and then play around with a bit and test drive until you find a routine or a system that works really efficiently for you. I hope you enjoyed, or you found this video helpful. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe to all of that good stuff. I will see you next Monday with a new video, but until then, have a lovely day and a fabulous week. Bye!